Good evening, class 8, unit life process, part 2. Question number 1. Mention some advantages of asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. First of all, you have to know advantages of sexual reproduction. Number 1, new varieties of organisms, that means plants and animals, and hybrids can be obtained or produced. नयाँ नयाँ वर्णसङ्कर ठिमाहरू प्राप्त गर्न सकिन्छ. We can get new varieties, especially according to Charles Darwin, origin of new species. New organisms and hybrids can be produced. Number 2, they means the new organisms become more resistant to diseases. They have more resistance power. Advantages of asexual reproduction. It means it is a type of reproduction which does not involve male and female both. There are some advantages of asexual reproduction, especially for those plants which don't produce good quality seeds. It is cheap, not expensive, fast, and easy to get new organisms. It is easier to study life cycle, and we can get easily everywhere. It does not take more time. Number 2, they means they get matured faster. Means the new generations get matured faster. Quality of characteristics or characters are inherited to generations from parents to offspring. के हुने भयो, छिटो छरितो हुने भयो, नयाँ पनि हामीले प्राप्त गर्न सक्छौँ. अर्को छिटो डेभलप हुन्छ, ग्रो छिटो बढ्छ, क्वालिटी मेन्टेन हुन्छ. अर्थात् quality of characters are inherited from generation to generation. Parental characters are transferred. Question number 2, functions of blood. Mention some functions of blood. Now, what are some functions of blood? First of all, you have to write this way: functions of blood are as follows. What are the functions that you have to write down? Number 1, write about platelets. First of all, platelets help in blood clotting. The first function here, blood means you have to write down functions of RBC, WBC, and platelets. First of all, platelets help in blood clotting. Number 2, RBC or white blood, WBC or white blood cells protect us from harmful germs. In medical word, they are called pathogens. The WBC or leukocytes are very helpful. They act as the police. Just like the police save us, in the same way, white blood cells protect us from harmful germs. They are called pathogens. They help us in two ways: either by destroying them or by producing antitoxin. Another, RBC, red blood cells. Red blood cells maintain human body our temperature and pressure. Red blood cells help to maintain our constant temperature of 37 degrees Celsius and pressure, human body pressure 120 by 80 mm of Hg. That's normal. And they maintain our body temperature and pressure one. Another, they means red blood cells carry oxygenated and digested or absorbed food materials to all parts of our body to get energy. One thing, mainly they also help in excretion, means they also help indirectly in excretion. Is unnecessary things are collected inside our body and the RBCs help to throw out from different parts of the body. So when you write functions of blood, you have to write one function of platelets, one function of white blood cells, and two or three functions of red blood cells. Question number 1 finish. Question number 2 finish. Short question. To get short question, question number 3, define with example. Define the following terms. 1. Sphygmomanometer. Pronounced as sphygmomanometer. What is a sphygmomanometer? See. It is a device used to measure human blood pressure. Human blood pressure is measured with the help of a device called sphygmomanometer. Heartbeat. What do you mean by heartbeat? Just by the word, the beating of the heart, the rhythmic contraction and relaxation of the heart is called the heartbeat. What is the rate? Its rate is 60 to 80 times per minute. Per minute. That is 72 times per minute on average. But it increases due to fear, hard work, etc. This is called heartbeat. Another, circulation. Blood circulation, two types. Two types of blood circulation, systematic and pulmonary circulation. Two types. I write at a time pulmonary and systematic circulation. What do you mean by pulmonary circulation and systematic circulation of blood? First of all, pulmonary. The circulation of blood from or within heart and lungs. Within the heart and lungs is called pulmonary circulation. Pulmonary circulation is within the heart and lungs. मुटु र फोक्सोको बीचमा हुने blood circulation भयो. Pulmonary, just pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, just by the name pulmonary. And another is systematic. Systematic circulation. What do you mean by systematic circulation? The circulation of blood from the heart to all parts and back to the heart except the lungs. Except lungs is called systematic circulation. Just by the word systematic, from our body, from heart to all parts of the body and from all parts of the body to the heart, but except lungs is called systematic circulation of blood. Another word is also there, which I am going to write down. Systolic and diastolic pressure. Systolic and diastolic pressure. See, systolic pressure, when ventricles contract, भनेको खुम्चिदा ब्लड प्रेसर म्याक्सिमम हुन्छ त्यसलाई सिस्टोलिक र भेन्ट्रिकल एक्सपान्सन रिल्याक्स हुँदा ब्लड प्रेसर मिनिमम हुन्छ त्यसलाई डायस्टोलिक भनिन्छ. See, systolic and diastolic pressure. When the auricles and ventricles contract, means area less. When the ventricles contract, the maximum blood pressure is called systolic pressure. Its value is about 120 millimeter of Hg. The normal value of systolic pressure is 120 millimeter of Hg. When ventricles contract, the blood pressure is maximum. See, everybody knows, see, pressure is inversely proportional to area. We know pressure is inversely proportional to area. Contract, ventricles contract means area becomes less and pressure becomes maximum. At that case, systolic pressure is obtained. And diastolic, in the same way, question number 3D, 3D second part, diastolic pressure. What is the diastolic pressure? 3D second part, 3D. Diastolic pressure. What do you mean by diastolic pressure? When the ventricles expand or relax. Relax means expand. Relax, what happens? The minimum blood pressure so obtained is called diastolic pressure. Ventricle खुम्चिँदाखेरि म्याक्सिमम हुन्छ सिस्टोलिक प्रेसर, भेन्ट्रिकल रिल्याक्स हुँदा एरिया म्याक्सिमम हुन्छ, मिनिमम ब्लड प्रेसर हुन्छ, त्यसलाई भनिन्छ डायस्टोलिक प्रेसर. When the ventricles contract, expand, the area becomes maximum and the blood pressure becomes minimum, because pressure is inversely proportional to area. This is called, this minimum blood pressure is called diastolic pressure, and normal value is 80 mm of Hg. What is the normal human body temperature? Normal human body temperature 37, but pressure, what is this? It is 120 millimeter by 80 millimeter of Hg. But sometimes 130 and 90 is also okay. It is not so, but when it becomes more than 130, like 140, 150, and 80, 90, 100, 110, like this, up and down. So at that condition, the person is suffering from high blood pressure. When the value is less than 120, less than 80, like 110, 190 millimeters by 60 or 70, then the person is suffering from low blood pressure. E. F. Diastolic pressure, systolic pressure, diastolic pressure. See, other things also, like what do you mean by reproduction and types of reproduction, that is also correct. And another, photosynthesis, already defined. Reproduction, mention its types. Reproduction, actually you can define reproduction in your own way. For example, reproduction is a very important biological process to get the same kind of organism. It is very important to continue the race. To continue the race. Here race means generation to generation. There are two types of reproduction. Two types. Example, two types: sexual reproduction and asexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction involves both male and female, whereas asexual reproduction includes only one, male or female. Asexual reproduction, like I write some examples of asexual reproduction, like fission, just by the word fission, breaking, fragmentation. This is also a type of breaking. Regeneration, another sporulation, budding, vegetative propagation, etc. See, actually, if you have to define fission, fission is a type of asexual reproduction in which one organism is broken into two or many parts. If it is broken into two, it is binary. Many, multiple fission. Fragmentation and regeneration, just like dividing a body into different individuals. Sporulation, asexual reproduction with the help of spores on the leaves, especially plants. Budding or new outgrowth appears and separates from the main or mother body, called budding, asexual. Vegetative propagation. We know plants reproduce from flowers. Flowers are the reproductive parts, but sometimes other parts like roots, leaves, and stems do special or modified functions. They are called modified functions. So, vegetative propagation is a type of asexual reproduction through stem, leaf, or root. Here, vegetative stem, leaf, and root. Sometimes from stem, sometimes from leaf, sometimes from root. This propagation is very easy, fast. We can get new organisms very quickly, and sometimes we can protect rare plants and animals. Especially not animals, especially plants. We can protect and promote rare plants. यो पृथ्वीबाट लोप हुन लागिरहेका प्लान्ट बिरुवाहरू वनस्पतिहरूलाई बचाउन यो भेजिटेटिभ प्रोपागेसन काम लाग्छ. And vegetative propagation is also important for those plants which don't produce or don't have good quality seeds. This was for today. Next time.